All right, all right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. Hey, everybody, welcome in to my house. Welcome to my house, where we are going to talk about the NFL draft a little bit tonight. It's draft season, April 15th. I know for a lot of teams out there, if you're tuning in and you are a fan of a different team, your team might still be playing. Mine's not. So it's draft season. That's just kind of the way it goes. We got two mock drafts that came out today. Two of my good friends, matter of fact. My buddy Dane Brugler at The Athletic, who I used to do the draft show with and trust the tape with, and my buddy Fran Duffy, who's a teammate at ALLCITY. He is mostly in, was it PHLY, the Philly branch, whereas I'm in Dallas. YouTube.com/@DLLS_sports. We just had a meeting about draft stuff. Fran's building out this badass draft interactive thing that you could follow for all of the ranking stuff in the draft during the draft. It's gonna be badass. So sign up to be a diehard at alldlls.com. Get access to that bad boy. Ryan Sims said Deion. Am I missing something? Do I need to Google right now? Deion Sanders. Did they just hire Deion? There's no way. He's never coming to the Cowboys. So let's just not worry about that. Let's see. Yeah. Nothing. Okay. We won't know who the Cowboys coach is going to be for a while. Although I'll take Robert Saleh in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. But welcome in, everybody. We're just going to talk about the draft. Unless something pops up that is breaking Cowboys news, we're going to talk draft stuff. But give me Robert Saleh. I think he's a wonderful coach. And I'll probably meander to talking about that at some point. Are we going to hear from Captain Tradeback? I'll tell you this. I think it's an awesome year to trade down in the draft. Of course, I always think that. But I think it's an awesome year to trade down in the draft. Don't be mad at my dumb super chats. I'm a fan. That's from Aaron. No, your stuff isn't dumb. No. If that's the way, if that's the way that you hear the way I respond, it's because I didn't do a good job with my response. You had wonderful questions today on the DLLS show. So close to 40,000 subs. That's true. I'm at 39.9 something. So tell a friend. But I don't want just subs, because if you have a bunch of subscribers but people aren't actually watching your videos, the subscriber thing doesn't matter. So we try to keep it low key. We only want the best subscribers, people who are actually here. Two mock drafts today. Dane Brugler and Fran Duffy. God, I love saying the word Duffy. Fran Duffy. So we can do theirs, and then I could do one. I could run through a mock. I could do that. Savion Williams, please. I love Savion Williams. He's not going to be drafted as high as how much I and some other people like him. I can tell you that right now. Not going to happen. Because he's a little bit of a wild card. So there's that. Dane Brugler's mock draft. You guys ready? I'll run through 1 through 11, and then I'll give you number 12. Number 1, Cam Ward, quarterback, Miami, to the Tennessee Titans. Bang. There you go. Quarterback off the board. Good for the Cowboys. We want as many quarterbacks as possible to go. Take all the quarterbacks. Take Quinn Ewers in the top 11. Number 2, Abdul Carter, Penn State. My number 1 player in the draft, Abdul Carter. Number 3, Travis Hunter, Colorado. My number 2 player in the draft goes number 3 to the Giants. Number 4, Tet McMillan, wide receiver, Arizona, to the Patriots. Number 5, Will Johnson, corner, Michigan, to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Number 6, Raiders, Shadur Sanders. Number 7, Mason Graham, to the New York Jets, defensive tackle out of Michigan, lovely player. Number 8, Jalen Walker, to the Carolina Panthers, Georgia, linebacker / pass rusher. Number 9, New Orleans Saints, Malachi Stark, safety, Georgia. Number 10, Chicago Bears, Josh Simmons. Sorry, my camera blocks my own screen from seeing what I'm reading. Offensive tackle, Ohio State. Number 11, surprise, Armand Membo, offensive lineman, Missouri, who I had to watch today because Dane put him at number 11 in his mock. And I will tell you, Dane said it was going to be one of his guys, and he's right. He can keep him. And I don't mean that as in he's not a good player. I mean that as in I would take him with the Cowboys' second-round pick, but not their first one. At number 12, the Dallas Cowboys select Luther Burden III, wide receiver, Missouri. Jeff, what draft pick will piss you off the most? Nick Scorton, Texas A&M edge rusher, which means he's going to be a great player because he's the one guy that I keep seeing in people's first-round mocks, and I'm just like, I don't see it. Lex Luther Burden, baby. So Luther Burden, who is Luther Burden? This is fun. I wanted to look it up to see how close they were, at least when a certain person measured in at the NFL Combine when he was coming into the league. And the answer is if Luther Burden is the height that he's listed at, which is 5'11", And if Luther Burden is the weight he is listed at, which is 208, then he is the same height and 6 pounds lighter than one Deebo Samuel. And he plays like Deebo Samuel, which I guess maybe doesn't make it a perfect fit for the Cowboys, as you would want both him and CD doing a lot of movement and playing around in the slot and whatnot. But you do so much in today's NFL that it doesn't matter. If you can find an offensive weapon that's a monster, that honestly, he could do the Turpin stuff where you line up in the backfield and hand it to him sometimes, and sometimes you're getting him back there to see if you can get a matchup with a linebacker. Their body types don't look similar at all. Well, Deebo's probably 10 pounds heavier than when he was drafted. But they're not dissimilar. Luther's just a little bit smaller. They're both short, stocky-ish, and once the ball's in their hands, they look more like a running back than a wide receiver. I see that totally with Luther. So, Steven, you and I, we disagree. Now, what are we going to do about it? I'll apologize. My name is Jeff. Cover your ears. I think this drop is way too hot, and I don't know how to turn it down. I can even see on my levels that it's way too hot.
My name is Jeff.
Brian's not here, but still.
Hey, Bri.
Hey, Bri. Drafting for fit has cooked us. Trade back if Barron from Texas and Ibuka is there. Who's your pick? Ibuka. This is going to be a fun draft season because I was talking to Vach Lombardi the other day, my friend, Vach. Matthew Golden's dangerous, Texas receiver, just declared. So did Isaiah Bond, right? Matthew Golden, wide receiver 6 for me. If you count Travis Hunter as a wide receiver, I would take Matthew Golden with the Cowboys' second-round pick in a heartbeat. I thought Scorton was dropping. Here's the thing. Here's some draft rules. Let's talk about some draft rules. 1, nobody is dropping or rising. People might find out things about people, or people might catch up to things or whatever. Like, nobody that I talk about is ever going to be like, oh my God, he's shooting up. It's just like, no, people are just finding out about him. Because most people aren't doing the draft all year long. Most people are catching up on it. I'm about 60-something players in. It's plenty loud. No, it's too loud, Michael. I know it is. Listen. It's too loud, isn't it? I need to open that audio file, bring down the levels, resave it, put it in there. Jeff, thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys? That's a great question, Matthew. I sure enjoy talking about them. I think there's a lot of players on the team. I think they'll have a coach. And I think the owner, general manager should have hung him up a while ago. Hung it up a while ago. Otherwise, that sounds weird. Panic draft O-line, D-line, get stuck with guys like Guyton and Mozzie. That's Cowboys draft rule number 1. Luther Burden at 12 would be totally fine, because I would imagine he will end up as a top 12 player for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I have him and Ibuka tags touching. So if there is anything, this is the hard part about doing draft stuff. If there's anything that's like team interview stuff, and you learn about the dude that would move guys, then you move them. Just based on the way they play, I couldn't imagine that there's going to ever be a knock on Emeka Ibuka, because he plays like a stand-up guy. The dudes who block their asses off, that's a high-character football player. That's Emeka Ibuka. I would not mind Emeka Ibuka in the first round, which is wild and says a lot about this draft. Because I couldn't imagine in most drafts with the 12th overall pick saying, I would love a guy that'll be a good role player and my second receiver, reliable, dependable. Like, let me go to past drafts. Like, who is number 12? 20, let's just pick a random year. 2021 NFL draft. And I'm going to have to try to remember what I thought of people as prospects. But like, okay, around pick 12. Like Devontae Smith. I liked Devontae. He went 10th, but I liked Devontae Smith. Yeah, I liked Devontae Smith more than I liked Emeka Ibuka. Bateman went 27th. I like Ibuka considerably more. Like, maybe that is fine for him. Maybe top 12 is fine. Maybe it's fine. But anyway, is the talk from Mike Fisher true that after restructuring? I've been telling you about restructuring for a long time now, okay? Sorry for yelling. Yes, here. You ready? We'll get back to this. By the way, Fran Duffy had the Cowboys take Luther Burden as well, which is fun. I appreciate that they didn't go Ashton Jeanty, which is what everybody else does. I appreciate that they didn't. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open something for you guys, and I'm going to show you. This cap stuff, you can see it all yourself. It's easy as can be. The website is overthecap.com. I'm going to share my screen on overthecap.com. Over the cap, share, bang. I believe you guys can now see this, along with their little ad at the bottom. Goodbye. All right, the Cowboys have next year $0 in cap space, give or take. They must not have carryover stuff in there yet, or they're counting carryover with void year stuff, but whatever. We'll figure all that out later. So yeah, here's their cap space. You go over here to dead money and cap savings, and you say, all right, I want to restructure a guy. It's built into their contract. All they got to do is say, yes, we're doing that. Dak Prescott, there's your $37.2 million in cap savings, which you are going to get. They're absolutely going to do it. There's CeeDee Lamb. They're absolutely going to do it. There's 20 and a half. You just found almost $60 million in cap space. If you're planning to keep anybody else that's on here around, God, this is such a clean sheet that they have, which was their goal. They're going to have so little dead money and bad contract money. And if you wanted to, you could cut post June 1, Terrence Steele. Bam, there's you $14 million. I don't think you could do that with Diggs because he's hurt. You could do it to Donovan Wilson and get $7 million. Like the path to $80 to $100 million in cap space is very, very, very easy. And let's see, is there anybody else that we can just straight up release? Oh, yeah, you could. Oh, yeah, there's guys you could release. Yes, $80 to $100 million in cap space. The end. Got it? Good. Done. Stop sharing the screen. Looks like we need a mild rebuild. That was the mild rebuild. They did it this year. They're done with it. Anyway, Luther Burden at 12. I think that's totally fine, unless you find out stuff about person. Was Broadus hinting towards there might be some character stuff? I do absolutely, positively, 100% care about the character stuff because all I do is watch tape, right? And when I say character stuff, I'm meaning that to mean a whole lot of different things because I think that they might have recently picked somebody that their homework should have hinted towards, might not deal with adversity the best, might get down on himself, might have some struggles in that regard. Plus, he's probably not ready to play as a rookie. Combine those two things, and that could be bad. So there's that. I want to know who these dudes are, and I want that to be factored in. Because in the world, especially with NIL, where guys have money, and trust me, I'm very pro NIL. I'm very pro open market. I'm pro if people want to pay you, get that money. But I also want to know, like, once you're good to go with your monies, do you like this? Do you love this? Do you want some more of this? It's a country song. That's something that I want. Call me dumb if you must, but if Dak has 2 to 3 years left here, I wouldn't mind building up D-line and O-line the next few years. Building up O-line and D-line is always a good idea. Always a good idea. Always a good idea. Sarcastro, it's easy to say Jerry should have hung it up long ago, except that's how we get more Steven. Yeah, but I mean, I guess my take on that is what are we supposed to do, you know? Steven is next, most likely. And he's going to run things on a budget. Are we going to find a new team? Are we just going to hope that he does a good job? You can overcome not being the most aggressive spending team. You can. You just got to draft your nuts off, make good trades, and be aggressive enough. It's still doable. You can still win. They've been competitive doing things the way they do. The problem is now the guys they've paid have been the wrong guys. The guys they've paid that were the right guys, they waited too long. So they paid top of the market and they don't have as many years to play with how they account for their money because they let them get to their very last year instead of doing it after 3 years. Like they've done everything wrong in a short period of time. The guys you knew they were going to pay, they waited too long. The guys that they paid instead of the guys that you knew they should pay, they paid because they were guys that they liked, that were willing to do things for cheaper, and they've drafted poorly. Yeesh. That's tough. At the end of the day, realistic chance of getting Burden, Hampton, and Savion in the same draft, per your earlier question. My nickname was Frodo, even though I was 6'2", 235 pounds. Yeah, if you got a nickname, leave it in the chat. If you played a sport in elementary, middle, or high school, leave your number, your jersey number in the chat. If you have a favorite emoji, leave it in the chat. It's an algorithm game it's tricking YouTube into being like, holy crap, this thing's having a great time. Look at all these comments. Put something in the chat. Okay? Best kicker and kick returner in the league. Yeah, biggest rule for the Cowboys to me is your needs don't matter. It doesn't matter that the running back has nobody in it. Do not use that as a reason to pick Ashton Jeanty. It doesn't matter that you need, what do they need right now? At least one starting corner, technically two, probably. They need a second best wide receiver. They need enough things. Do not let what you need determine who you pick, especially early in a draft. Ever. That's how you miss. Cowboys' track record of drafting is incredible when they take the best player. The Cowboys' track record of drafting when they pick what they think they need is awful. You picked Taco Charlton because you thought you needed an edge guy. And not only did he have to be an edge guy, he had to be an edge guy that played with his hand in the dirt and was hefty. So we could be tough against the run. Like that's doubling down on what you think you need. Well, somebody was telling you, man, TJ Watt's way better than Taco. Why are they, if you're going to pick that, TJ Watt's the best player on the board, why don't you just, and Rob Marinelli was like, well, his hand doesn't go on the ground and that doesn't work. Are you still taking recommendations for players to watch? Absolutely. Always. I watched a couple guys today. I watched RJ Harvey, the running back from UCF. Fun. I watched the Missouri offensive lineman, and I actually watched more of a bunch of guys that I've already seen just to feel good about my order on a lot of stuff. Do not pick what you need. Pick the best. You picked Micah Parsons because you got screwed. They thought we need a corner, and they were zeroed in on it, and those two corners went right in front of them, and they went, oh, crap. So they saw who the best player was that they had left, which was Micah Parsons. And they're like, okay, so the best player, we don't view it as a need, but that's the best player. We could move a couple spots because we know what the Eagles and Giants want to do. We could move a couple of spots and still pick the best player, and that's how you got Micah Parsons. CeeDee Lamb was not a need, but one of your 10 best players was on the board at 17, and you couldn't not do it, so they picked the best player. Pick the best player. Pick. Ladd McConkey was wanted by many over Guyton. I wanted Ladd McConkey over Guyton. You thought Sky Moore was the best. Well, so let's get that one up there. I did. I loved me some Sky Moore. And I have news for you. I'm going to be very wrong again. But I sure do enjoy doing it. I get some right, too. Remember how Darius Washington went undrafted, even though I was like, look, I know that he's too small, and I know that nobody's going to draft him, but I would pick him in like the second or third round. Which means I probably, for a real NFL team, would have been like, hey, no one's going to draft him. We're picking him in the 7th round. And he saved Baltimore's defense this year. Where do you source film to scout players? That sucks for the average fan because there is no way. You just have to know people who have it. And that sucks. What D tackle should we pick in the second? I don't know. Let's see. Let us see. I always go to Pro Football Focus, but should I go somewhere else? Mock Draft Simulator. Oh, and Dane's mock draft had the Cowboys taking Travion Henderson in the second round, running back out of Ohio State, which would be okay. I like Travion Henderson. I'm getting ready to pull the ripcord and say, don't take Jeanty in the first round, because you watch so many running backs and you go, oh, that dude's really good too. Oh, that dude's really good too. Oh, that dude's really good too. Let's make sure we can open holes, and that'll be fine. We can use him. It's just one of the easier spots to find a capable guy later. And I want an awesome player. So if they draft Ashton Jeanty at number 12 overall, you won't hear me tear the pick down. I'll be really happy that Ashton Jeanty's on the Cowboys. I'll just be like, I probably would have picked a different position. Positional value is a thing. Quarterback, tackle, pass rush, receiver, corner. 5 most valuable positions in football. If you can find a way that your best player is one of those, you'd feel better about it. Is BPA available with so many holes? That's the thing. With so many holes, why force yourself to prioritize whichever one? Just pick the best. Just pick the best player. You said that last year and they didn't draft anyone. That's not my fault. They didn't let me pick. If they let me pick, you'd have picked a running back. You wouldn't have Maris Leofau. You'd have had a third-round running back. Being content with Ferg could make us whiff on a really good tight end this year. Nah, Ferg's also going into the last year of his deal, and if they were a good team without that many holes, that is something you do think about somewhere in the draft, is that, okay, and also a year from now. And Jake Ferguson has now become also a year from now. We need to be ready at that spot. So you could pick a tight end. Tennessee's running back, sure. If he's there in the third round, Sampson, all day. We've never won a Super Bowl without a first-round running back. What kind of stat is that? Because Emmett won 3 on the best team to ever play the sport. Who's going to win the Super Bowl this year? Do they have a first-round running back? Chiefs don't. Bills don't. Ravens don't. NFC Eagles do. Lions do. But even those are fun. Do the Eagles one. Like the Eagles could win the Super Bowl. They have a first-round running back. The first-round running back's team sucked for his whole career. Running backs don't make teams. Good running back is a cherry on top. And we don't got time for cherries. We got a whole damn cake we got to bake. All right. I'm the Cowboys. Sorry, but it's a true stat. Sure, do the whole NFL. Y'all are Jerry Burner accounts, aren't you? That's some Jerry stuff. We got to bring Zeke back. We don't have a first-round running back on the team. Now we do. Najee Harris powering the Steelers to Super Bowls. Saquon Barkley powering the Giants to Super Bowls. Todd Gurley powering the Rams to Super Bowls. I don't know. Let's see if I can go 3 rounds. I don't know. I don't know if I got that many in my bag. Public versus Pro Football Focus board all the way to public. Sure. Care about positional value. Do some of that. Give me some randomness. Cowboys. 3 rounds. Enter draft. Don't make me fight y'all. Where do you have Kenneth Grant from Michigan in your draft? Kenneth Grant. D tackle. Mason Graham, first round. Second round, Walter Nolan, Ole Miss. And Grant is the second one in the second round. That's where I got him. All right, I need to share my screen. Stanford grad here. Have you watched tape of, you have to tell me how to say it, Ayoman? Damn it. Yes, I watched his tape. I like him. Ayomanor. Ayomanor. Ayomanor? 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 I have. He's fun. He's one of the actual full-size receivers. He's like, what, 6'2", 210, something like that. And I mean this in the most polite way possible, sir. Your team's offense sucked, and I was just proud of him for not quitting the sport because he was running around out there. I love that he worked really hard, like on his releases and route running, even on run plays, because he knew the offense sucked. And so it was really cool to watch him work on the craft, knowing that he wasn't going to get the ball. But yeah, I love the big receiver that has the suddenness and the feet at the line of scrimmage to get away from people. I think it's possible he goes in the first round. I'd love to have him in the second. Who would you cut from the current roster? God, they don't even really have that many people on the roster. You could cut one of the safeties if you wanted. You could post June 1 Terrence Steele, but now you're just creating another gap. I'd have to really go look at it. I get it won't happen, but in a CD scenario, what if Sanders drops to 12? Would you take him or pass and why? I would probably pass. He's going to be a tough guy to talk about in this draft cycle because if you don't love him, you're going to be a hater. Well, at 12, there's a quarterback tax. I don't think Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders is a top 15 to 20 player in the draft, but they're the top quarterbacks. And so if you need a quarterback, somebody has to try. I think Shedeur Sanders is a solid prospect. He's small, okay arm, functional, not great athlete. Spends way too much time waiting for something to happen and taking too many sacks. So, there's a lot of stuff there. But he can read a defense and he can deliver the hell out of the football. And he's tough as nails. So he's got good stuff. He's also got worrisome stuff. He's far from can't miss. And then Cam Ward makes magic happen. Has a rocket strapped to his arm. Is the right size. Can release it in a heartbeat. But he tries to do a lot of dumb stuff. He's got a lot of, I bet I can get it there. And that's wild. A lot of Jameis, if you will. Is this the most dysfunctional the Cowboys have been in recent years with the coaching changes and the players headed for free agency? Absolutely. And it's a combination of things. It seems the most dysfunctional because their hiring process right now is dysfunctional. The way that they dealt with CD and Dak is dysfunctional. The fact that they haven't drafted well makes them look more dysfunctional, especially when you let people go in free agency because you decide what would get them off the hook for a lot of this is if they were just honest. If they came out and said, look, we are parting ways with Mike because we tried to lowball him. We weren't convinced he was our guy. But also this year was not his fault. That was on us because we thought we're not good enough. There's no sense in continuing to operate in the aggressive manner that we did the last couple of years because we can't win anything anyway. So we're going to chill out for a second, see if we draft better, see if we can feel better going into a year, and then we can shift up and go again. But they can't say that. Jerry can't say that stuff because Jerry don't do that. All right, we're going 3 rounds. Share my screen. Shout out to you guys being here because when I hit go live, a lot of times I think I have a plan and I end up not having a plan. Well, not that I don't have a plan, but I just end up meandering and talking to you guys in the chat. Like if somebody clicks on this later, the title don't tell them crap. It's just me meandering. So the fact that you guys are here is awesome. Hit the like button. Share screen. Mock Draft Simulator. Share. All right. What does that button do? Maximize. No? Minimize. Doesn't do it. Oh, maximize just gets rid of my face. Ha-ha. Okay. Jeff, do you know if Tyler Warren, Penn State, is entering the draft? He is. Right? If so, where would you rank him on the board? I got him at the top of the second round. He'll probably go in the first somewhere. He's fun. Kind of gronky. Start draft. Y'all are also going to watch me take my Benadryl because I can't breathe. Of course, Jeanty's on the board. Jeanty's on the board. And he's my highest graded player, which means I have to change my grading, doesn't it? He's awesome. I need you guys to know that. He's awesome. He may not be my highest. Kelvin Banks is there. But also, here's the fun game. Who wants to trade? 21? Oh, what a great spot to go to. We're going to do it. Who do you think Pittsburgh wants? One of the offensive linemen? Malachi Starks? Mm-hmm. Ashton Jeanty, first-round grade. Malachi Starks, first-round grade. Josh Simmons, Ohio State, first-round grade. Kelvin Banks, first-round grade. Michael Williams, first-round grade. That is the end of the first-round grades. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 first-round grades. Technically going down 9 spots is foolish. If you have 5 first-round grades, you'd like to get one of them. But what I could do is I believe you can go try to find a team to trade to. Because yeah. So like what I would much rather do is go down 4 or 5 spots. Like one of these might want to run him back, right? Bangies, you might want to run him back. Let's see, 17. Oh, no, they're not going to let you fart around with it. They're just saying, no, they don't want your stupid pick. What about Arizona? Y'all want my stupid pick? Y'all wouldn't trade 12 or 16 straight up? Weirdos. They don't want to. Okay, fine. It goes 21. I don't care. 21, 53, 12, 85, 64% chance to be accepted? Sure. Not accepted. Fine. 21, 53, and 85 for 12. And that's my 1, 2, 3. Don't have a 4. That's a 5. And those are comp 5s. You can have one of my comp 5s. Thank you. Thank you. So now in my 3-round draft, I'm going to get to pick 5 players. Oh my God. That shouldn't be surprising, right? I lost all my first-round players. There went Banks, Simmons, Jeanty, Williams, Starks. Yeah, they went pretty quick. Pretty quick. Now we got to dig out of a hole, ladies and gentlemen. Now we got to dig out of a hole. What are we going to do? We'll be okay. Jeanty stinks. He's 5'9", 4 inches taller than Deuce Vaughn. Yeah, he's Emmitt Smith's height. And Barry Sanders' height. Bums. All right. I love that the A&M guys are left. It's like it knows who's drafting. They know that I'm like, no, I don't think either one of them is a first-round player. Jack Sawyer, absolutely not. Golden, absolutely not. Boys, we hurt ourselves on this one. Here's the good news. I now know where not to trade down to. 21. I need to be up a few spots. All right, my highest graded players. God, I might actually consider one of you A&M guys at this point. No, right? No. What's my D-tackle order? Jeff's D-tackle order. Just see around my camera. Graham, and then Nolan, and then Grant, and then Williams. Or Nolan and Grant? There's Nolan. That could be an Osa replacement. I don't know, it's early. Ravel or Barron. Amos. I like all of these corners. It seems like most of the world has Ravel as the second corner in this draft behind Will Johnson, depending on what you call Travis Hunter. I have Barron as the third corner. Technically, by my grading, we would be picking Jade Barron or Jahad Campbell, the Bama linebacker / pass rusher. And I told you we have to pick the best player. So I have to choose between Barron and Campbell. Guys, we made a mistake. We made a big mistake. You know what you do if you make a big mistake? Trade again. Give me 97. Man, you don't have a lot of picks. Give me 97 and a future 3. Future 4. Give me 97 and 139. Is that enough? They're going 3 spots. I'm getting a 3rd round pick because I don't want to make this pick anyway. 60, 90, 120. So what is that, a 4th round pick? Is that 4? 32, 64, 96. But we start doing comps then. 96, 106, 116, 126, 128. That's 4 rounds with no comps. So that's probably a top of the 4th round pick. Yeah, so that's a 3rd round comp. Sure. What? What do you mean? Future 4. Okay. All the same guys. This is awesome. It's the fact that you just picked a tackle and edge last year and they are still needs. Yeah, that's what happens when you pick for need. That's why we don't pick for need. We pick the best players. Picking for need is a great way to miss. Is Abdul Carter compared to Chop Robinson? Abdul Carter is way better. All right, who went? I lost Barron. I'm at 24, and I got one guy with a cheater 1st round, 2nd round grade left, and that's Walter Nolan. He's a 3-technique defensive tackle. His tape's not always consistently wonderful, but my God, the good is so good. Like here, there's a bunch of guys you could consider. And they're going to let me. We are accumulating picks. You know what? I could do one for Dane. He's screaming from the rooftop that this is a top 15 guy if he didn't get hurt. I could do Ravel. He's my best corner available now. Oh! I forgot about Mike Green. Don't I have him as a 1st round player? Didn't I? I sure the crap do. Y'all ever seen Mike Green play football? Whoo, boy. He's a 1st round grade. That's my top player. I can't not pick him. And the thing is, I don't like to take advantage of the machines, you know? Like, oh, I don't have to take him here because they have him ranked here. So he'll clearly last 20 more picks. No, let's go ahead. Oh, and Jihad Campbell's still available? This is going to be an easy pick too. Boy, we're going to BPA our ass off in this thing. Schwessinger's a fun linebacker. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're going to come out here with a running back and so much more help. Tyler Booker could play right guard for us. So there's a 2nd round grade. Caleb Johnson's a 2nd round grade. Savion Williams is a 2nd round grade. Tui Moloa is a 2nd round grade. Campbell I actually have as a 1-2 cheater grade. And Overshone's hurt. I have to pick the best player available. Campbell's fun. I don't know if I've talked about him on here a lot. Let's go to the notes. I'm going to go to the notes. And I'm going to give you Mike Green first. Mike Green, number 15, Marshall, 6'3", 245. So as you can imagine, that's a small edge rusher. 17 sacks, 22.5 tackles for loss. I watched him play ULM and Ohio State. My notes say I turned it off the ULM game after 10 minutes because I don't care. ULM's not good. Against Ohio State, he pops constantly. Outstanding quickness in terms of how quickly he can shoot hands and then pull free. Quick violence and snap. You can think he's trying to get through you while he's already spun away. Very agile, undersized edge. Ohio State right tackle had no idea he was going to get his ass kicked today. Just had it given to him in every way imaginable. Bull rush, swat and swim, rip, snatch and pull. He can run, very strong for his size, agility through the roof, outside spin move for a sack. This dude's the real effing deal. That's my notes on Mike Green. And I did text friends after that who do this year round, and I said, hey, is Ohio State's right tackle any good? And the answer I got was no. So I probably still haven't seen him against good competition, so let's see what happens at the Senior Bowl. But that's Mike Green out of Marshall. Small edge. Think Micah, kind of. Alabama linebacker Jahad Campbell. Exact body type. Well, first of all, 6'3", 245, 106 tackles, 11.5 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, 1 interception, 2 passes defended, 2 forced fumbles. Got the exact body type you want at linebacker. He's a Fred Warner-looking dude. Got really good sideline-to-sideline speed, movement skills, and the agility of a guy smaller than he is. Capable as a coverage guy, led Bama in everything. Made a sack one-on-one in space and forced a fumble. Mostly off-ball linebacker, will line up on the edge and rush 2. Agility, acceleration, speed, coverage ability. Nifty to work around blocks in the run game. Really nice player. Full-size linebacker, so movements aren't quite as fluid as some of the smaller guys, but he's capable of making plays in every aspect of the game. They trust him to cover tight ends and man coverage. He looks like a first-round guy. Big, fast, strong, covers. Against, who was I watching here? SC, South Carolina. When they go 4 wide, he's on one of the slots. Actually shows some burst off the edge against the left tackle. Wins with length, getting in his chest, acceleration to get to the quarterback and force an early throw. He's a first-round guy. He's just an off-ball linebacker, which is why I give him a cheater grade of 1-2. And so that is who I am picking. That's my second pick. And now we are back on the clock. Where do I see my picks? Mike Green and Campbell. I've not picked an offensive player yet. I'm picking at 53. I'm picking at 76. And I'm picking at 85 and 90. God, I have a lot of picks. Isn't this fun? Captain Trade Down's fun. I really want a number 2 wide receiver for my guy. And I don't know if I'm going to get that. I may have dropped out of the range where I'm going to feel good about that. I could still get help, though. I can still get help. How do I show me the wide receivers? I really like Restrepo. I think he might be a slot only, but I do really like him. Jaden Higgins, there's you an X. That might actually be the play. If you want a true X receiver. Where are we in the 50s? That's probably about where I got him ranked. Let's get the notes. Let's get the notes and see where we ranked him. I have so many tabs open. Oh, that's not where those tabs are either. It's over here. Yep. All right, Higgins. I have Jaden Higgins as a... On here I go looking for need, but we are no longer in the top 50, so it's not as bad. My top 2 receivers now are Higgins and Restrepo, so I agree with them there. And then Besh, TCU kid. Restrepo, I think, slot only, so I'd probably take Higgins over him for this team. Notes on Higgins. 6'4", 215, they say. 87 catches, 1,183 yards, 9 touchdowns. Really big catch radius. Tall and thin-ish. Which at 215, that might not even be true. Really smooth catching it outside his frame. Gives quarterback a big window to pull the ball in. Doesn't look like he's a really fast guy. Uses his body to shield the ball from DBs. Doesn't make people miss after the catch, but with free releases has wiggle and manipulation to him to win on outs and down the field. Double move, runs lots of slants. Clean body control to adjust balls behind him. Not slow, but kind of needs to get going. Discount Tet McMillan is how I ended it. Do him. Sorry, I haven't even been looking at the chat. He don't want to pick Mike Green so bad. I do want to pick Mike Green. I did. Mike Green, do it. Missed my super, Jeff. Oh, let me scroll up. If I missed a super, I'm going up. I'm scrolling. I'm going super hunting. Who's this year's Bart Starr? What the crap? Thanks for the super chat. This year's Bart Starr is Dylan Gabriel. All right, let me see. I got lost on all my tabs. I need to see who are the other receivers. Okay, Besh, Higgins, Restrepo. I haven't seen Royals yet. Bond could end up being such a massive playmaker for somebody. I just don't trust the profile. Trey Harris is a guy that breaks every metric chart out there. His production is obscene. When you make the charts about how productive a guy is, like yards per route run and whatever else, he's up here by himself, and then the rest of the world is down here. I just don't know what it is he wins at. Like, he's a full-size guy. I was talking to my buddy Dalton Miller, and I was like, what's his thing? What is he best at? And we agreed that it was breaks. Like, he's a full-size guy that stops well. So I don't know. I know there's more guys I got to see. All right, let's get away from just receiver. Anybody I see that's higher than a third-round grade? Oh, Caleb Johnson. Holy shit. Oh, Tyler Booker. Holy shit. We're not picking the guy I just said we were picking, guys. Dan Walker, Travion Henderson. Dude, we can. Yeah. Okay. Derek Harmon. Who have I picked? I've got an edge and a linebacker, so I'm pretty freaking wide open. Who is my highest rated player out of. I may need to click over to more pages with them, with their rankings. I need to use a different simulator next time, because I think these ratings are a little out of whack. But again, don't fight people on their rankings. They're just theirs. You know? Mine are mine. Theirs are theirs. All right. Page 1. I have Restrepo as a third round. There's a third round. There's a third round. I actually have Carson Schwessinger as a 2-3, but I already picked a linebacker. I have Caleb Johnson as a 2. Am I cheating the system if I pick Caleb Johnson? Because we think he'll go higher? But I have him a second. I have Tyler Booker as a second. He could start for us at right guard. I have Deion Walker as a second or a third. And I haven't taken a D tackle, have I? Derek Harmon being here is insane. Well, maybe not. I don't have him as I think he's my 5th D tackle. So maybe I'm just weirded out by too many other people's grading. Right guard, 3 technique D tackle, running back. God, trading down is fun. We're going to get so many things. I love Caleb Johnson as a runner, but he's kind of just a runner, you know? I like my guys to be wild ass. I like them to catch the ball, hit home runs. That's a good runner. Is he my highest rated player left? Caleb Johnson. You're watching ADHD in action, ladies and gentlemen. Tyler Booker, I like a lot. Running back, guard, multiple D tackle options, multiple running back options too. I think Booker's the pick because now I'm factoring in scarcity. I'll have a running back sitting here waiting for me. Watch. What did I take? I already forgot. I took a guard, edge, linebacker, guard. Desperately need a defensive tackle. Desperately need a running back. Here I go, drafting for need. Idiot. I did lose a lot of the running backs I like. Show me the UCF kid. Is he gone? Damn, look at all these running backs go. Caleb, Travion. Bang, 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 right in front of me. Show me the running backs. Hold on. Show me the running backs. Oh, yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Any of these three is fine. After that, I know I have more guys to watch, but any of those three is fine. Show me the D tackles. I don't know if Derek Harmon gets there. Who's my highest rated player? Let's see. My highest rated player, who they have left. And Monwari, I have as 2-3. Derek Harmon has as a 2. Judkins is a 3. Harvey is a 3. Is Dylan Sampson still there? Really? Running back. No. At the moment, I do want one of these 3 running backs. 76, and when do we pick again? 85 and 97. Jeez. All right, I got to take my highest rated player, which would be Derek Harmon. Bloop. Botch was just tweeting, Xing about Harvey. Yeah, we can fight about Harvey. I love him too, but there's some stuff we had to talk about him. I do love him. There's some stuff we want to talk about. Okay, now where are we? Are we back up? Did everything break? Oh no, that's my picks. Full draft. So I got a D tackle, I got a guard, I got a linebacker, I got an edge. I do not have a running back. I do not have a wide receiver. See, this is what sucks about the Cowboys. They need too many things. I don't have a running back or a wide receiver. Are there any of the wide receivers available that I've seen that I like? How do I switch to wide receivers? Wide receiver. Tez is fun, but he's tiny. He needs to be a slot guy. Jalen Noel is a slot guy. I got more guys I'm going to have to watch. I'm going to come out here without a receiver, aren't I? I need to watch Ja'Cory Brooks, too, because I think he's a former 5-star. I am not getting a friend for CD, am I? We could take Tez. Like, he's fun. He's an electric player. He's tiny, and he plays the slot, and he gets all the manufactured touches at Oregon. Like, they'll put him as a slot where the hashes are way wider in college, and so they'll be on the left hash, and he'll be in the right hash's slot, and they'll be running zone read stuff and have it spread all the way out, and he just has all of the world to work with to find somewhere to throw the ball. I need people to make plays. Troy Horton, I'm going to have to watch him. Sorry, I haven't seen him. I can't pick a guy I haven't seen. I need to watch Ty Felton, too. There's going to be more receivers in here than I know about so far. What tight ends are available? Let's see. I've only seen 2 tight ends, so I might be able to help you there. All right. Throw my running backs in. Who do I like better, Judkins or Harvey? Harvey is definitely the more likely to make a big play guy, make people miss guy. Judkins is definitely the more consistent run finisher type dude. If I don't take Tez, I won't know any of the receivers that are left. Should I take Tiny Tez? Get me another Turpin? Give me a 4-year contract to Turpin? Tez, Quinshawn, Harvey. Tez, Quinshawn, Harvey. I need to watch Ransom. Imanwari could be the pick here, too. You could go safety. I could go safety. I need to watch Makuba, too. Damn it. I'll be able to do a better 3-round mock next week. Dane had this dude go in the 2nd round of his mock today. Thomas at Florida State. Got more people I need to watch so I can do this better. He had this dude go in his mock too. The first 2 rounds. Judkins. Okay. Says Judkins. Poor CD's not getting a friend. Have I picked a corner? All right. I'm taking a guy from Florida State blindly on the fact that he was in Dane's mock draft in the first 2 rounds. Premier position. I'm allegedly getting value. I'll tell you if he's any good tomorrow. Bang! Oh, I earned an award. How about that? All right, hold on. I'm going to screenshot this. People don't know how to have fun like I have fun drafting. I got an award. I need to see what the award was. File name, award-winning mock. Desktop. Save. Close. I mean, we're just out here mocking into the night, aren't we? Mocking into the night. Mike Green, Jahad Campbell, Tyler Booker, Derek Harmon, Quinshaw Judkins, and some guy named Thomas that I'll watch tomorrow. In my mind, I got 6 starters. I must be some kind of beast. Let's stop sharing screen. All right, I'm back. We did some. God, mock drafting takes a long time. I've been on with you guys for almost an hour. D+ for Green and Booker. You can't worry about their grades. Their grades are only based off of how they've graded the players. And they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Tez is low for it. Yeah, Tez is fast. I think he's fast. And Iman Wari, he's a 230-pound safety that is quite fast. He's weird, though. Like, he moves fast and quick, and he's strong. And he plays safety. He's linebacker size. He plays safety. He moves like an athletic safety, but his ball production is damn near 0. And so I want to call him a top 40 player, but I'm afraid to. Instead, I'll call him a top 50 player, maybe top 60 player. I don't know. Are you related to Dane Cook? No, but I've heard I look like him before. I got my hair cut, and I feel like it's too short. But before that, I felt like it was too long, and you just can't get it right. You a mocking son of a bitch. This would be a dream haul. This would be a nice draft. CD wouldn't have a friend, though. You got to sign the guy. Trade for... No, it's not Siri. God. Chill out. We did good. Well, guess what I found out? I need to go watch more guys so I can do a better 3-round mock next time. Jeff, when are you going to start collabing with Sky? As soon as he's ready. Skywalker Steel. Make sure that you're following my guy. Follow Vach. Follow Sky. Follow DLLS Sports. Follow Foots. Follow everybody. Content creators unite. All right, damn near an hour. I don't have anything to go do, but I'm going to go do something. You guys have a great day. I'm going to go tweet out the results of this weird mock. Remember? Let me say it seriously. I've been being sarcastic for a while. Let me lock in. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everyone. I love you. Be easy, and it could be the